Good morning, everybody. I noticed that our audiovisual person is checking things out here. Sound not working? Okay, all right. Well, hopefully it will be okay for those who are joining us online today. Welcome to our Camp Oneida Sunday. Did you not get the memo that it's Casual Sunday today? Shorts, t-shirts, right? This is how the pastor should normally dress, I think. We are very happy to have today the most beautiful girl that I've ever met, who's going to share with us about Camp Oneida. But we have a few other things we're going to do first as soon as I find my remote. Because it's been one of those kind of mornings when you come from one church to the other and you think you got everything and then you realize maybe you've forgotten something. So you have sound now? Awesome. Excellent. Happens. So announcements. We're going to start with announcements today. We're going to do things in a little bit of a different order. Last week we had our picnic, and we had our indoor picnic, and then we went outdoors afterwards. So we had about 13 people that gathered together for these pictures that I'm kind of flying through. They had 2 types of ice cream. So you know what I had? Both. Right. Excellent. And we had a nice visit around the table with a bunch of us there, and that was good. And then, much to my delight, Dwayne and Serena brought some old school lawn darts. And I can, for those who are concerned, I can tell you that nobody was injured in the games of lawn darts that we had. It was a lot of fun. And I am very delighted to see who just walked in the door. Yes. Welcome. So we had 2 types of lawn darts. We had the dangerous ones for the older guys, and then we knew that Dwayne was kind of a little bit unsafe with the sharp ones, so we made sure he had the safe. No, actually, he volunteered to have the safe ones with Rachel. She joined us, which is great. And we tried our best with the lawn darts, and we tried over and over again, and we had fun. But this is often what it looked like at the end. Scott managed to get one in. He was the only one who did. But it was a lot of fun. Thanks to those who planned last week and were there and took part. It was a great time. As most of you, if not all of you, have heard, our beloved friend Lyle Kraft, member of this church for a long time, went to go home to the Lord this past week. And we had his service yesterday at North Burlington Baptist Church, which is his son-in-law's church. And I had the honor of leading the service there, and it was a very fitting and lovely day as far as the tributes and everything that went. And so please continue to hold Elsie and the family up in your prayers at this time. There's also been a couple other people that have passed away. I can't give details on the one, but if you could just keep me in prayer. It was a young man. Unfortunately, he took his own life, and I knew him, and his father as well. And so I will tell you the details when I'm allowed to. They'll be forthcoming. But it's been very hard for me. And also, there was a couple who I did a wedding for the last couple of years, and the bride's father, after battling cancer for 4 years, has passed away, and so I'll be doing that service on Monday. So it's been a lot. Don't forget that after the service today, we have a congregational update and votes as well, so please remain for those. This week, we have a couple of birth dates that are coming up, both on the 20th, Marie Northgraves and Lloyd Anderson, and happy birthday to both of them. If you know them, give them a call. They would love that. And of course, also on that same day is our Strawberry Social, and we're very excited about that. And we want to make sure you invite your friends out for this. It's $10 a person for all the strawberries you can eat, and so that's kind of throwing the gauntlet down. We'll see who can eat the most, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, it's from 5 till 7. Summer, was there anything you wanted to add about that for today?
Just that for me, I got to meal out for dessert. So if you would like to contribute desserts, I'll be here all day Tuesday if you want to drop them off.
Great. And if you have any other questions about it today, please just speak to Summer as well, as she's organizing this. And thank you, Summer. Looking forward to that. Our Bible study group finally resumes this week on Thursday at 10 o'clock. And so we are working through the letter to the Philippians. Anyone is welcome to join us. This coming Saturday is going to be our next book club, and I can't believe it's coming that quickly already. Fortunately, it's a nice light book because I still have to deliver Karen's. I'm sorry, Karen, I'll get it to you. But it's a really interesting book, too. It's called The Stranger in the Lifeboat. And so we'll be gathering in the morning at Sandra Sandham's place to talk about that book. And so we're looking forward to that. Please also note and mark your calendars for August 19th, our Deer Creek Day, and August 27th, our Fellowship Sunday based on vacations. Our update for sending kids to camp and the missions that we're doing is that we have raised $1,355. Give yourselves a round of applause. So that will send many kids to camp. So that is fantastic. Are there any other announcements I've missed this morning? Okay, cool. And just a reminder as well, if you are wanting to give to the ongoing work of building the kingdom through Goshen Baptist Church, you can give through our offering plates or also through e-transfer online as well. And at this time, I'm going to invite Beth Walters to come up, and she's going to take over the rest of the service for us. So please welcome her.
Not being a technical person, one never knows what one might get. All right. So I thought best way to let you know what happens at Camp Oneida is to take alarm? Oh, I have an alarm because I am going to take you through a day at Camp Oneida, and it is time to wake up. So, before you, my lovely campers, are able to wake up, I have to wake up. Sometimes I wake up gently. Sometimes I do not. I never wake up cheerful, but I pretend. I am a big believer in fake it till you make it, and if you can't fake it, then to torture people, and it makes you feel a little bit happier. In order to wake up our campers, Carl and I go door to door and knock on the doors and yell into them, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will not go away until we hear the response, we will rejoice and be glad in it. There we go. Josh knows all about that. Sometimes we only have to say it once. Sometimes we have to say it multiple times. Sometimes, if the leaders are a little slow to get out of bed, they have some special time with Beth. And I will go in and sing them a lovely, gentle song to wake them up. Our daughter-in-law, Hillary, has heard, before she was even our daughter-in-law, I'm actually a little surprised she married into the family because she has heard that song more times than she would probably care to talk about. I will not injure you, torture you by doing that because I like you, and you responded so rapidly. So, good job. Once you are awake, it is time to get ready for morning dip. And morning dip is something, I grew up at a camp where it was mandatory. I love morning dip. Not everybody likes morning dip. I happen to be 100% morning dipper, meaning for every camp that I've been to at Oneida, I go every single day that we have morning dip. Carl is 100% non-morning dipper. I don't know that he has actually ever been for morning dip. So there's two people. There's those on Team Beth and those on Team Carl. So the campers get ready for morning dip and they hear, it's going to be loud. Hollered by our lifeguards because I don't have that kind of volume. And then everybody who would like to come and join me for morning dip comes to flagpole, which is going to be right here. So who is going to join me for morning dip? Just Dwayne?
Listen, I did it once at Camp Oneida, and I broke out in a rash.
Okay, so morning dip, it's not a morning swim, it's just a quick dip, but it is really quite fantastic. So we have to go in and we have to get completely wet. And then for everyone who does morning dip every day of the week, at the end of the week, they get a congratulations and they get chocolate. Thank you, gentlemen. There has to be some benefit. There has to be some good things coming of it. Thank you. After morning dip, apparently there's something called flagpole. And I never attend because I am always back in the cabin showering off the seaweed and whatever else, dead fish I have swum through in morning dip. But I am told, I don't have to put up with this, I can't. I am told that at flagpole, we raise the flag and sing O Canada, and then there's a brief devotional, and then we sing This Is the Day to get our day started. So if everybody could please stand up, and we're just going to sing This Is the Day. everybody is dismissed, and some of the campers will go back to their cabins and they will start cleaning up their cabins a little bit, and other campers will go and get things ready in the dining hall for breakfast. So they are what are called gophers. They have to go for this and go for that. And different gophers, different people take care of meals every day. Our staff does the cooking and they do the bulk of the cleaning up, but our gophers will set the tables and bring food out so that it, hopefully, the theory is to reduce pandemonium. After our magnificent breakfast, we have, bear with me please, we go and do some cleanup of the grounds. I've done this once today already, I'm getting a little dry. We clean up the grounds and we get ready for our first set of electives. We have various electives. I'm going to tell you what happens at Heatwave. I don't know what happens at the other camps, but you're getting the version of Heatwave. So we do cabin cleanup. We also have other gopher groups that clean up the grounds. We have gopher groups who do lunches, as I mentioned. We also have gopher groups that build our campfire.
Campfire, we love campfire.
All right. Almost all of you were good, but I didn't see Larry's lips moving. So, we have people build our campfire.
Campfire, we love campfire.
We also have some really weird traditions at camp. And we'll get into that later. And then we get ready for our electives. So our electives, we have a lot of different things that the kids can sign up for. They can do canoeing, they can do kayaking, they can do windsurfing. No, that was a long time ago. Stand-up paddleboards. We don't have our windsurfers anymore. Crafts, archery, trail bikes, various sports. There's also an elective that we do called Chilling with Carl. And Chilling with Carl, the campers get to sit around in the shade and eat candy and ask Carl questions. Generally, the questions are something to do with the program or the Bible story of the day. But if they have some God question that maybe they've been struggling with, maybe they don't have anybody else in their lives to ask, then that's a time when they can talk to Carl and get some wise pastorly advice. But candy is involved. Because we eat a lot of junk at camp. We do have nutritious meals, we do have vegetables, but there's also a lot of food involved. After our first elective, we then go and we have a swim, and following swim, we have lunch. After lunch, we have what is the leader's favorite time of day, and that is rest hour. It is also the camper's favorite time of day because we get tuck. And for those of you who don't know what tuck is candy. We thought years ago, not me personally, but whoever started camp, it was a good idea to give kids piles of sugar and then expect them to sleep. Since we are doing a day in the life of camp, you guys get to have tuck. Thank you. So we give you sugar, we expect you to then stay in your bunk and be quiet. Sometimes that is more successful than others. After rest hour, our camp does our Bible study, and we call that Bible activity time, or BAT. And think for a minute, our camp in particular is for campers 11 to 15. Not all of them, actually a lot of them, don't come from any kind of a church background. Thank you. Don't come from any kind of a church background. They aren't used to sitting still in church, maybe. They don't know the church terminology. And we want to make learning about God fun. So we actually do a bunch of activities. We do some singing, and then we have a Bible story and do other activities. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sing a couple of the worship songs that we sing at camp. And if you are able to stand up, that is great. If you are not able to, that is fine. But if you would please stand up, and we'll sing a couple of the songs that we do at camp.
Everyone needs compassion, love that's never failing. Let mercy fall on me. Everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of a Savior, the hope of nations. He is mighty to save forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, also highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for our sake became Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that
So, after we do some worship songs, we get into our Bible story. And, like I said, I think I said this here. I've already said this once today, so if I repeat myself, sorry. We try and make Bible stories a little easier to understand for kids who may not have grown up in the church. And because kids don't always have the longest attention span, we also try and make it active. So, since you are my campers, we are going to be active, and I need some volunteers, please. I need Josh. Awesome, thank you. And Dwayne. Dwayne is going to volunteer. I need about half a dozen, so you can volunteer, Carl. You can not volunteer, Sandra. Let me see. All right. Can I get you two to just sit there? Would you do that? Thank you. Okay. 3, 4, no, heck no, you don't have to be good. Actually, I'd prefer it if you weren't. I think I need one more person, though. Hi, Sarita. You're awesome. You know, if Scott and Sarita hadn't been here, I'm pretty sure that's why they didn't come today. Or Scott and Brenda, yeah, sorry. So, we are going to tell the story of the pizza delivery boy. It is in the Bible, I promise. All right, so Carl, you did a great job earlier of being the principal. Would you be my principal today? Sure. And Josh, what would you like to be? Sure he does. He's done this before. I usually make him do the bicycle.
I think he's a good bicycle.
He's a fantastic bicycle. Actually, you know what? Can you be my bicycle?
Ooh, switch it up.
And we're going to switch it up even more. It's not going to be pizza delivery boy. It's going to be pizza delivery girl. Serena, if I can get you to be my pizza delivery girl. How would you like to be a school teacher? Fantastic. And if you could be my innkeeper, and if you can be my candy store owner. All right. So I am going to tell our story, and I'm going to go off screen for just a second because and actually, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So when I tell your part, if you can just sort of sit there, that would be good. When I speak about your part, all you need to do is just act it out, okay? So, once upon a time, Josh, can you sort of stand? Yeah, that's perfect, thank you. Once upon a time, there was a pizza delivery girl. And she, don't go too far away. She was a really hard worker, but it was kind of a seedy little pizza place, and they didn't provide her with a car, and so when she went out, she had to deliver her pizzas on her bicycle, her rusty old bicycle. So she got a call for a delivery, and she hopped on her bicycle, and she went off to deliver it. But it was a long way. It was a long ride. And they had a 30 minutes or it's free policy. So they went really, really, really fast. My pizza is so going to be free. Can you put that? So, as she was pedaling and pedaling, forwards, pedaling, she came to a stop sign. As she was at that stop sign, two grumpy thugs jumped out, beat her up, ruined her bicycle, left her laying in the ditch, sitting in the ditch, threw the bicycle away, and stole her pizza. Our poor pizza delivery girl, sitting there, laying there, moaning, broken, bruised, in pain, moaning, and moaning. When all of a sudden, along came her grade 6 teacher. And her grade 6 teacher was walking along, minding her own business, when all of a sudden, she heard something from the ditch. And she looked over, and she thought, oh, her. That kid caused nothing but trouble every single day of the year. I almost had to take a stress leave because of her. One day I knew she would get what she deserved. I knew that she would come to a bad end. And so her teacher just walked on by. Our poor pizza delivery girl sobbing you can sit down, thank you. Sobbing in the ditch. And along came a principal. He was a rather pious principal, not a nice, friendly principal like his uncle was, but pious. And he heard this odd moaning in the ditch, and he looked, and oh, her. She has been in my office every single day of every single grade. She has caused nothing but problems. I'm sure she provoked this attack. And he just turned and walked away. laying there, moaning sadly, sobbing. A candy store owner came by. And he saw her and he stopped. And he thought to himself, oh, her. She came into my store every single day after school. And I know that she was shoplifting. She stole chocolate bars, she stole candy, she stole from me every single day. I almost had to declare bankruptcy because of her. But you know what? Our candy store owner was kind of nice. And so he went over to her and he gave her a candy, because that's what we do with our kids. Or when I was 3 and I hurt myself, I used to tell my parents, candy makes it all better. Apparently it did. He had one for himself too, because he's a candy store owner. And he picked her up, maybe not literally, and he carried her to the nearest Motel 6. And he went up to the person at the front of the Motel 6, and he said,
"Hi, I found this lady here. Would you be able to take care of her? I'm able to cover the funds as much as necessary."
Sure. As long as I'm being paid.
and he gave her candy too, because, Then he had to go off to a candy store convention. But he told her, if when I come back, it's cost more, I will pay you more. Thank you, Josh. That was awesome. So, I ask you, who was nice to our pizza delivery girl? Who showed love to our pizza delivery girl? Who showed God's love to our pizza delivery girl? There's a reason you got beat up on that. What story is that? Thank you, people. You can go sit down. And my helpers get candy, too. You're welcome. Bicycle needed a sugar cup candy. Harry, you don't want? Okay. If you were in my little play and you didn't get candy, come get some afterwards. So what story in the Bible was that? This is the story of the Good Samaritan, right? You're talking to an 11-year-old kid who's never been to church. They don't know what a Samaritan is. They don't know. They know a lot of them have been bullied. A lot of them may have been beaten up either physically or mentally. They've had people treat them like the teacher, like the principal. And maybe they've been fortunate enough to have somebody in their life, like that candy store owner, who took compassion on them and helped them. And so that's just one of the ways that we might teach our Bible stories. And then we'll finish with a song. And so that is. Watch it on replay on the Facebook feed, and then if you didn't hear me, hopefully the mic picked it up. And that is it for a day in the life of Camp Oneida. So I want to thank you, all of you, for coming today. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little bit about camp that you might not have. Know what we do when we disappear for a week every summer. And I want to thank you for supporting camp. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for those of you who come out on our work days. Thank you for those of you who have led for us before. By doing that, you help grow God's kingdom. So thank you, heartfelt thank you to everybody at Oneida for allowing me to do this and hijack the service on Father's Day, and for sitting and listening, and I hope you enjoyed it, and you will share with us at camp at some point this summer. And Carl has flyers.
So our appreciation for Beth there. Just a reminder that after the service we do have our little meeting as well. But would you please stand for the benediction? God works in mysterious ways, and perhaps there are none more mysterious than the craziness that we sometimes have at Camp Oneida. There's this opportunity for children and leaders to grow deeper in faith. God does amazing things at that camp. And today we have been witness to some of the things to hear about the life of Camp Oneida. So let us go forth from this time and to spread the good news, to continue to support the camp in prayer, Let us be people who are camp focused and camp encouraging. Let us go in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.